Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're peeling back the layers on the Colombo Stock Exchange, the CSE.
Yeah, and focusing on one figure who comes up a lot, Kulappu Arachchige Dhammika Perera.
Right, the Sri Lankan billionaire. You always hear this number thrown around that he controls 23 listed companies.
Exactly. And, you hear that number and you wonder, what does that really mean? Is it direct control? Indirect?
That's our mission today for you, the listener. We want to cut through the noise, get beyond just the headlines.
We're trying to piece together the puzzle, his direct shares, yes, but also how his big conglomerates extend his reach.
What's the actual picture of his power in the market?
So maybe we start with the man himself, Dhammika Perera. How does someone build up that kind of influence?
Well, the story goes he had this meticulous 20-year plan. Imagine that.
20 years. That's incredible foresight, especially in, today's volatile world.
It suggests a certain kind of patience
Right.
and strategic thinking, not just reacting to the market day to day.
Definitely. And his interests are broad manufacturing, banking, finance, leisure, plantations, even hydropower.
Yeah.
But the core, the real anchor for his strategy seems to be two big listed players.
Hayleys PLC and Vallibel One PLC.
Exactly. These aren't just investments. They look like the main vehicles he uses to diversify across Sri Lanka's economy.
And he's not just a passive investor in these, right? Hayleys, for instance. He took a majority stake back in 2008.
That's right. And as of October 1st, 2024, his direct stake was sitting at 51.01%.
51%. That's outright control. Really highlights his direct power there. He even recently rejoined as co-chairman, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Shows active involvement. And then there's Vallibel One PLC, which he actually founded.
Another cornerstone.
For sure. He directly holds, over 689 million shares there as of July 8th, 2025. And he's the chairman.
And this is where that term democology comes in.
Yes. It's fascinating. The market coined that term because his moves are watched so closely. People almost piggyback on his decisions.
Like, his choices are a signal of where value might be, a sort of shortcut for due diligence.
Precisely. Because his track record has been, pretty consistent. It builds market trust, or at least market attention.
Okay, so if Hayleys and Vallibel One are the anchors, how does that translate to broader influence across the CSE? How far does the web actually spread?
It's clever, really. It's a strategic web. Hayleys, for example, owns stakes in other listed companies.
Ah, so it cascades.
Exactly. Through Hayleys, he indirectly influences firms like Amaya Leisure, the Kingsbury Hotel, Singer Sri Lanka.
And through Vallibel One?
Similar story. Think Royal Ceramics in Lanka, LB Finance, Lanka Tiles. Those are just a few examples. It creates layers of influence.
So a lot of it is indirect, flowing through those two main pillars. Does he hold other direct major stakes too? Outside of Hayleys and Vallibel One?
He does. He's got a significant direct piece of Pan Asia Baking Corporation, around 29.99%, just under that mandatory offer threshold.
Right.
And very significantly, just recently, July 8th, 2025, he made a big direct move.
What was that?
He acquired a controlling stake, 77.40%, in East West Properties PLC. That's about 107 million shares.
Wow, 77.4%. That's huge. A direct acquisition like that signals a strong return to active market play, expansion into real estate.
I think both. It's a clear sign he's actively participating, not just sitting on existing holdings. And yes, a big push into property.
Okay, this brings us back perfectly to that number, the 23 companies. What did our deep dive really find there? Is it 23 direct controls?
Yeah, that number needs clarifying. Well, 23 gets quoted a lot. When you look at direct controlling stakes in listed companies, our analysis points closer to at least 14 distinct entities.
14, not 23. So where does the bigger number come from?
It likely includes the unlisted subsidiaries and associates, the companies owned by giants like Hayleys and Vallibel One.
Ah, okay. So he directly controls a core set, maybe around 14 listed ones.
Right. But through those, particularly through Hayleys and Vallibel One with their vast networks, his influence stretches much, much further, covering potentially dozens of other businesses, listed and unlisted. It's about the total ecosystem he commands.
Got it. So it's less about 23 separate direct lines of control and more about a layered structure, a web.
Exactly. A web built on those key strategic holdings.
So wrapping this up then, Mr. Perera's influence on the CSE is, clearly profound. It's multifaceted. He uses both direct stakes and these indirect layered structures very strategically.
Absolutely. You see it in the command and control of Hayleys, that 51.01%. You see it with Vallibel One, his deep involvement in finance via Pan Asia Banking and the Vallibel Group companies.
It all points to that strategic foresight and adaptability we talked about earlier. Democology really reflects the market reacting to that perceived vision.
And that recent East-West Properties deal taking 77.40% directly, that just underscores it. It shows he's still actively shaping his portfolio, expanding. It's dynamic.
Definitely not static. So we've clarified the 23 companies idea. It's more like commanding influence over at least 14 listed entities directly, which then control a much larger network.
That seems to be the clearer picture, yes.
Which leaves a final thought, maybe for you, the listener. When one individual wields such intricate, dynamic control over a significant chunk of a national stock exchange,
Through both direct ownership and these complex group structures.
what does that mean? For the wider economy, yes, but also for you, the individual investor trying to navigate this market, something to ponder.